host, Emily Francis. You're listening to All About Healing. So to start today's Energy Corner, we just had on the show the authors of Hawaiin Shamanistic Healing, and it's Medicine Ways to Cultivate the Aloha Spirit. And the guests on the show were Wayne Kealohi Powell and Patricia Lynn Miller. She goes by Patty, so Wayne and Patty. And what an interesting show we had today about Lomi Lomi massage and shaman work, but different shaman work than I've been around in my own life. It was much smoother, much calmer. It was a whole aloha spirit to them. It was really beautiful. So make sure you tune into the whole show. I want to talk today about the best way to save time in your life and to save everybody's time. To save time, you tell the truth. I know this sounds really basic, but I have to tell you that so many people don't tell the truth. And I mean that on a global scale and an internal body scale. So if you are familiar with the 4 agreements, which I think most everybody in the world is, the first agreement that Don Miguel Ruiz talks about is be impeccable with your word. And that the word itself can change the whole dynamic of life, of your life, of creating heaven on earth and really opening yourself up. And when I first started to apply this to my life, being impeccable with my word, it was about a 2-year process of really being conscious of every single thing that I've said. And when I say 2-year process, it's an everything from then on. But it took me about 2 years to really change the way that I spoke to other people and even more importantly, to myself. To be really honest with myself, to be honest with people around me, to speak from a place of kindness, but not from a place of being fake. And, you know, I find that to be really powerful because when you talk about your own healing, if you want to change your life, if you want to create something inside your body, in your actual personal space, your relationships with other people, it really all comes down to being honest with who you are, what you want, and what you're willing to do. But that little being honest, you know, I was having this conversation the other day that there's a person that I love so much, but they did these little lies, and it really changed the way that I looked at them. Because when I made that change in my life to not do little lies, not make up little stories, not make it easier, just own it. It's really not that hard, and you don't have to be a jerk. You don't have to say mean things. You just own it. It's actually a really basic, very easy concept to keep your life clean. But I see it all the time. I have these friends that still do these really silly behaviors where they tell these little lies. They tell different people different stories. They say what they think you want to hear. They try to be your friend because they say nice things, but they don't really feel it or mean it. It's really just crazy. And the more that I really sit back and observe the world, I realize how many people make their lives so much more difficult because they're just not clean. They're not running clean. They don't have clean energy. They're not in alignment. They don't tell the truth. And think about how big this gets. So if you're a person that you can do these little silly, silly lies and you waste people's time because you've now said something that's totally untrue and people believe you and now they go off that, and then you go bigger. It's much easier to be a person that betrays people because you are very comfortable being dishonest and you're very comfortable making up stories. And those stories will kill you all, really. You're wasting everybody's time because the truth is going to come out in some way, and you've now wasted time for everyone when you could have just said the truth and it'd be over. Now, think about this for your body, for your body healing. If you're not honest to the outside world, do you really think you're honest to your body? And if your body's getting all these mixed messages and mixed signals, how can your body get into alignment to heal? So what if you're somebody who is really in need of deep healing? And it doesn't have to be a physical diagnosis. There are so many people in the world right now who are struggling with depression, who are struggling with anxiety, who are struggling with bipolar, which is a deeper level of this stuff. If you're not willing to be honest and take off that mask and just go real, I can tell you right now, truly, you are never going to heal. There is no foundation for healing that is based on lies. None. You can't try your best to prove me wrong. I would love it. This is not a case of fake it till you make it. I understand that concept. I understand saying things to yourself that aren't really true, but you're trying to go for something better. For doing affirmations that you may not believe in, but you're trying to strive for something better until you get there and you believe it. That's so different. What I'm talking about is that the foundation that you put your body on, that you put your mind on, that you change your dynamic of your thoughts, feelings, thinking, behavior patterns, and healing is not possible if you're not an honest person. And you have to get honest with yourself. If you really want to heal, if you want a better life, you're going to have to get real. And it's dirty, it's messy, it's not comfortable. So whatever kind of shift that you're trying to make right now, I want you to really pay attention to your behaviors. Are you one of those people that I was talking about that does those ridiculous, silly little lies? Because I got to tell you, we can't be friends. I have no tolerance for it. Because if you ask me a question or you come around me, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that I'm doing or how I feel or what's going on. And it's difficult to do, so I might hide away for a little while because I know I'm going to have a difficult conversation that I'm not ready to have. So you might get that behavior from me, but that's not a lie. It's just I don't really love confrontation, but I'm going to have it if I have to have it. Because living a clean, energetic lifestyle and a clean life in general, it just saves everybody time. And it saves everybody valuable emotions. So I've really been thinking about this a lot because it's not just about your behavior and how it affects other people, but it also how it affects your health and healing. And since the show is all about healing, I'm really interested in your healing. And I believe that all of us are totally open and available for healing and to have a better quality of life. But if you are someone who cannot get real and get honest, it's never going to improve. So I can't even stress this enough. I hope that you listen to that, because if you do those behaviors, it's never going to get better because you're standing in your own way. You're blocking the healing. You're blocking the healing for everyone around you, because if you tell those silly, silly lies, I'm never going to believe anything you say. So then when you have something deeper to say, I'm totally tuning out because I don't believe you. You don't take ownership, because if you tell lies like that, you are not willing to take ownership. And taking ownership can change your life, because you're looking at the inside of your body and the outside, how you express yourself and how you behave from inside your body, your soul living in a body. That's your vehicle. And you have an unbelievable amount of possibilities for your life and for your healing, and it's magnificent. And I want your best healing and your best self and your best body and your best life. But it starts from inside. So are you honest with you, with what you want, with what you value, with what you're about, and with what level of healing are you trying to get to, and where are you at the beginning of this? And then as you change, and I encourage you to get the 4 Agreements. If you've never read that book, Don Miguel Ruiz, R-U-I-Z. If you've never read that book, I highly recommend it, because it really can change your life. And it's very simple, really simple ways to do that. But it will change the dynamic of everything that you're about. And I hope that for you. So today and this week in your practice being honest and owning it, just owning who you are and where you want to be. You guys, thanks for listening. You've been listening to All About Healing. I'm Emily Francis. We'll see you next Wednesday.